Hi everyone! Today we'll see how to use the most commonly used tense in English, the present simple. We usually use the present simple to talk about habits and routines, like I get up late. Things that are generally true. The brain uses a lot of energy in the day. Give personal information. I live in Madrid. Describe present situations. He works in London. Talk about likes and dislikes. I like ice cream. Talk about frequency. I hardly ever buy newspapers. Describe places. The university has 35 colleges. It's important to remember that in the present simple, we are not talking about actions that are happening at the time of speaking. We usually talk about things like we discussed in before. It's something that is general. The earth goes around the sun. Or nurses look after patients in hospitals. I work in a bank. John works in a shop. These are things that are happening in general, that are repeating, that has frequency, and things that are generally true. Now, it's important to remember that the only difference you have in the forms is when you use the verbs for he, she, and it. In this situation, you have to add to the main verb ses or ies. How this happens? If the verb ends in o, you have to add an es, like John goes to the gym after school. So you have the verb go and you add es for he, John. If a verb ends in a consonant y, like try, then you add ies. Tom always tries to do his homework before 6 p.m. If you have verbs ending in e, z, x, ch, sh, then again you have to add es. For example, the verb teach, it ends in ch, and then you just add es at the end. He teaches chemistry at my university. What happened in negative sentences? You form the present simple negative with don't and doesn't. Usually, in formal speech and in writing, you usually use the short forms for don't and doesn't. They are actually coming from do not and does not. Then you add the verb. The verb has to be in infinitive form when you have a negative sentence. For example, he doesn't speak Spanish. You don't add s because you already have a negative in doesn't. When you have doesn't or do not, then you always keep the verb after that in infinitive. Don't forget that. You form the questions very simple, like you have do and does for he, she, and it. Then you add the subject and then the verb. For example, does he, she speak English, or do they speak English? It's very simple. You just have to put do and does in front, and then you put the subject and then the verb, and you're done. When you have yes and no answers, you use the same structure. Yes, they do. Yes, he does. No, they don't. No, she doesn't. It's very simple. This is the most commonly used uh, tense, and it's very simple. You just have to remember that he, she, and it are very sensitive and they need special usage of the verb. but only in positive sentences. In negative and in question sentences, you forget about their sensitivity. So you just use the verb in infinitive. That's all for now. Keep on learning with English Corner. We'll review the other tenses and then we'll have short tests at the end. Bye for now.